Hey guys, Errol over here with the part of the first of my talks from the Homesteading Life Conference. So Derek from the Handyman channel, you should definitely go check his out if you haven't seen it. And I did kind of a Q&A together on tiny house living. We live in two very, very opposite climates with our tiny houses and both live off-grid in one form or another. And we just had a lot of fun answering questions. And it was great I've seen Derek online, but I hadn't ever met him in person before, so that was fun. He and his lovely wife Hannah live out in the desert. I live up in the mountains, and I'm just going to go ahead and apologize. The audio quality is not terrific. I'm still pretty new to this whole speaking while trying to run a video camera on yourself thing. So I think it's acceptable, but it's not great. And due to my camera being in the back of the room, you definitely see a bunch of people walk through in front of it. So I got better at that by the second day. Anyhow, I apologize for that, and it does cut off a little before the end of our conversation as well, because my camera only runs for so long if I'm not there tending it, which I wasn't. So that's how that worked out. But it gives you at least a look at part of the conversation we had if you are interested in that.
Derek, they both live in tiny houses, and both of them are some form of off-grid, and they both are some form of homesteading where they're growing food and trying to provide for themselves. Ariel lives in some very tricky weather conditions. It's actually pretty cool because we have the total extremes. She lives way up north, and he lives in the desert. So you guys are going to hear some good stuff from them. They're going to do a Q&A, so I'm going to run around with this mic. I think he's going to hook you up with a headset. They're going to tell you a little bit about themselves, kind of catch up to speed, and you guys can ask a ton of questions from them and get some information. Am I on? Oh, there we go. Sweet! Is everyone still awake? Alright, we're trying to keep this somewhat engaging. Also short and sweet with that. Alright. So my name is Darren Townsend. I live in southern Arizona. So a little bit about myself. I grew up in London, Ontario, Canada, so if you sense a bit of a Canadian accent, if I say things a little bit weird, it's absolutely correct. I'm a proud University graduate. I studied mechanical engineering at the University of Western Ontario, and I dropped out after 3 years. Best decision of my life. I've worked as a construction and maintenance electrician from the age of about 21 to 25 years old. Yes. I've bike toured. I've done some extensive bike tours through Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Australia. I built my own tiny house in Tucson, Arizona. And before I built this tiny house, I had zero construction experience in terms of like framing or actually putting things together. When I was working as an electrician, I did learn how to do electrical stuff very well, but I didn't learn how to do anything else. So building a tiny house from scratch was a whole new experience for myself. And I documented the entire thing on YouTube. So you can go to my channel, Handyman, on YouTube, and you can see basically right from the start all the way to the end until we moved it out to our property. We live completely off-grid with solar and rainwater harvesting. So even rainwater harvesting can be done in a climate where you get about 11 or 12 inches of rain per year. So compared to here in Missouri, you guys get around 40 inches of rain in most parts. So we're still able to do that out there, and solar is definitely a lot easier for us. And we've been out there since December of 2016, so we've been living about a year and a half completely off the grid. And my wife and I have been working as entrepreneurs online. We've been doing that for the past about 3 or 4 years now. So that's how we generate money and keep ourselves going. So a little bit about our lodge here. So we live on a 40-acre lot that costs us about $70,000. We're about 45 minutes from Tucson, and we live in a little town called St. David. So, under the sea on there, this is where our tiny house is. This is where our rain roof is, which is a really interesting project. And then there's where our new garage is going that we're currently building right now. We have no well here, but we may drill one in the future. And one of the things that I thought was going to be really interesting about living out there is doing rainwater harvesting. A lot of people think we can live in a desert and can't do rainwater harvesting. But just by learning from other people that live in our area, who have been living on rainwater predominantly for the last 6 or 7 years, I was able to take the same strategies that they had and just apply them in a bit of a different way to where we live. So we're running entirely on solar. That also means that we have no propane and no natural gas at all. So entirely, everything is electric. We live in a 200 square foot tiny house. So it's 8.5 feet wide, which is your standard trailer width, and we're at 24 feet long. And that tiny house cost me about $35,000 of materials to build. It took me about 6 months or so to build it. So this big guy right here is about 2,900 square feet. So based on the size of how big our tiny house is and how big the awning is on our tiny house, it's only about 500 square feet. So I need to come up with basically a solution to be able to capture enough rainwater in the desert so that we have enough water to basically make it through the entire year. So we have over 14,000 gallons of rainwater storage. So to compare that to W. Stacy's storage, they only have 3,000 gallons. So we had to really upsize our water capacity, and the reason for that is because about 50% of our rain we get in about a 3 or 4 week period. So when it rains, it really comes down, and we got to capture all that water there to make it through the entire year. All of our drain pipes. So not only do we capture the water that's coming from the sky, but all the water that comes from our sink, that comes from our shower, that comes from our washing machine, goes back into the landscape and waters our filtration. And you're reusing and repurposing that water. So here's a beautiful view of our property. So this is our tiny house right here, our little shed, and we have a beautiful view of the mountain but this is Coach's Strong right there. It is a beautiful place. So another good picture of our little lot here. Tiny house, shed, massive rain roof. We have a nice little fenced-in area there. Our solar panels are right on that side over there. And this is the rain roof while I was constructing it. So one thing that I noted, and it's something that Mike talked about, is actually going out and living on your land and being very mindful of, I guess, the landscape or the topography. So when I was picking the spot of where we're going to park our tiny house, this placement right here was very important to me because I knew that I wanted to build a rain roof, some type of waterproof structure. So it's hard to see from this angle here, but the roof here is actually about 6 feet above grade from where the water came from. And that was really important so that I can build a roof as close to the ground as possible, keep costs down, but also have it so that basically the water can gravity feeds into these tanks. So this is an above ground or aerial of what the rain roof looks like. So it's really simple. I built it using cinder blocks, 8-foot 2x4s, and 8-foot sheets of corrugated wood cement. That's pretty much it. It's really, really simple, really low cost. That roof only cost me about $2,000 to build. Inside of our tiny house, we went with all white, which is definitely a pro or a con. It looks great, but with 2 dogs, 3 cats, and my wife and I living in there, it gets extremely dirty, very quickly. It's another beautiful, nice kitchen area. So that was probably definitely the most expensive part of the house was the kitchen. My wife is she's a YouTuber as well. And she does like a lot of cooking demos and recipes on YouTube and meal plans. So actually the focus of the tiny house was to build her a space so that she could record videos. So there's my very side, so you can go on that side and find another and my new project that I'm working on right now, some of you follow me on YouTube know that I'm starting to build our huge garage, which is going to not only be able to charge electric vehicles in it, but also capture enough rainwater for a future house that we're also going to do. This is also a nice little yoga pavilion that I built for my wife. It's been lucky ever or something like this, but finally got around to doing it. There's a really nice grandeur benches and the fire is there as well.
Okay, and I'm Ariel, and I live this actually in a challenging climate. I think they do too, because I find the cold easier to deal with than the heat, even the heat you guys have here. I grew up in Pennsylvania, which was a warmer, humider climate and better for growing things, which I'm going to talk about more tomorrow. And I now live in the mountains in the far northwest corner of Wyoming. Wyoming is that big giant chunk of dirt between Colorado and Montana that I've learned half of Americans don't even know exists, because even half of my family in Pennsylvania still said, I can't remember, is it Montana or Colorado where you live? You know, the few million acres in between, that's where I feel very blessed to have grown up in a household that golf cart was perfect, like everybody's homes, I'm sure, did teach me a lot of things. My parents teach all of us kids how to do a lot of things. I'm the oldest of 7 kids, so I got to learn even some more things than some of my younger siblings, just because I had to. I think that kind of education, he said he was a proud dropout. It took me a little bit to get over being nervous about the fact that I had not gone to college and was not going to college, because, there's a few years there where everyone asked you where you're going to school, and I was kind of like, well, I'm still thinking about it. And then I got to the point in life where I was like, for what I want to do, I didn't go, and I'm super glad I didn't, because it's given me the opportunities and the time and the ability, because of being debt-free, to do other things that I really enjoy that didn't need a degree. And one of my sisters went to nursing school. If you want to do something that needs a degree, by all means go for it, but I did not. I also live off-grid, as in no physical connection to any kind of public utilities. I have a small solar setup compared to his. I also get a small amount of sun compared to Arizona. I have a composting toilet. I heat mostly with wood. I also have propane as a backup. It is regularly very, very cold where I live for much of the year. And so since heating for me would be a very big deal, if my house froze, not only would I be uncomfortable, but I could have problems with pipes freezing and even canned food jars bursting and stuff like that. So where heating is such a crucial thing, I wanted a backup. Also, just when you have a really small wood stove, it's not going to burn for 36 hours or something before it burns out and it actually gets cold. So I do get some propane as well, and I actually carry all my own water. I don't do rainwater because I get even less rain than the desert. We get more precipitation, but we get about 450 inches of snow in an average winter, and then maybe like 3 or 4 inches of rain. So for me, in my current setting, it just doesn't make sense to collect rainwater, because I don't have room in my house for the whole system, and for 2/3 or 3/4 of the year, I'd have to have the whole system drained and dry if it was outside, so it didn't freeze up. And so it wouldn't save me, it's just not worth the investment in my particular place to collect rainwater. So I carry water from a neighboring well and just carry it by hand and fill up my little tank. They've got 14,000 gallons of storage. I think I've got 35 gallons. So I have a very small water system. I also love to cook and garden. About half of my tiny house is a kitchen. And that was pretty central for me when I was designing it. I like to cook, and I like to entertain people and have guests over. And I also like to grow things, which you're kind of going to talk about more tomorrow, even though I live in a place where it's kind of challenging to do that. And then you'll probably see a few more of my photos. I enjoy photography just as a hobby, both of my house and the stuff I do, and then I get to live in a pretty awesome spot right now with a lot of really spectacular wildlife, which is probably my favorite thing to photograph. Even when they're eating the garden, I want to make sure I get a good photo, and then I'm going to go chase them off. So this is where I live. I live in kind of a little clearing in the trees. This is not going to be a permanent spot for me. I do not own the ground I'm parked on. It is a gorgeous place, but it's part of like an 800-acre ranch that is owned by somebody else, which I would never be able to afford in my lifetime. And so the owners have been a super generous couple. I do some work for them. It's a big enough place. They have a full-time property maintenance guy, and I am kind of his backup. And so I help them with work they were previously paying somebody to do, and they have been letting me park my tiny house there, which going on almost, I guess, just about to finish up 4 full years and headed into my 5th year. So I've been there for a little bit. It's a little clearing in the woods. I can get pretty much everything that I need in. I think my clearing is maybe like a half acre, so that I have access to a much bigger property. I'm basically living on like a little half-acre clearing that's totally surrounded by trees. Our houses are actually very similar sizes. Mine's on a 24-foot trailer as well, and it's 8'6" on the outside edges, but mine, if you've looked at a lot of tiny houses, mine wasn't built out over the wheel wells. So I've got a more proportional looking, roof overhang and such, but it also means that because I have kind of long arms, I can almost touch both walls at the same time inside. I did not build my house myself because I don't have any carpentry skills, and I was in a hurry because I was about to be homeless at the start of the Wyoming winter, and so I did not have any time to try to acquire carpentry skills. And you can usually do things either quickly, inexpensively, or well, have it done well. And you can pick any two. So I went with the quick and spent a lot more money than they did. But the company that built mine for me also went from a flatbed trailer to a move-in ready tiny house delivered to me in 6 days. And there's no way I could have done that. I do have a quite big garden growing the things I can grow, and that's a lot of fun for me. And berry bushes and herbs and flowers, I love plants. And then I do have in the summer, or short summers, a pretty nice little fire pit and outdoor area where you can hang out as well. And if I'm like a bigger group of people over, I do it then in the middle of winter. So there's a look at my house in summer. I do have flower beds. Well, they're not actually flower beds, but they're planters the whole way around the house. You can't really see that my house is on wheels, but it is. There's a look through the bushes at the edge of the clearing. And then some inside shots that's looking into my kitchen, which is kind of a long galley kitchen along this side. There's a little tiny bathroom off on the other side. That's facing the other way toward the front door, where I've got a little seating area, a couch, turns into a guest bed as well. I do often use oil lamps for lighting at night, though I have electric lights if I need them. The first photo there is just an overview of looking kind of down from my loft into the living room, main room there. My little tiny bathroom space was much less of a priority for me than kitchen space, so it is very small. And my sleeping loft, which is above the kitchen. There's just a shot of looking through the garden at my house. That I like to grow things. And I do have a small solar setup. It doesn't produce enough power to run most things, but it's very adequate for some lighting, using laptop, recharging camera batteries, phones, that sort of thing. And I can plug in small things. The whole system is size small enough we couldn't plug probably most hair dryers into it and turn them on. But it works very well for me. It wasn't I think all the components for my battery bank, generator, which is a backup because, again, when there's winter days where it snows every day for weeks sometimes, there's just really not sunlight. But all the components of all that cost me like $3,500, and I was able to put it together with the help of a friend with some more building experience than me. Like I said, I do carry water, so that's my water carrying system. I actually have 6 of those jugs, so I can go over to the neighboring well and fill them all up, stack them on the back of my van, pour them into my internal tank, and then I'm good on water for usually a couple of weeks. is that I do keep with a wood stove. It is very tiny. It's about 12 inches square on the outside. So on the inside of that, I'm having 7.5 inch long logs to go in there. So all of my firewood looks like anybody else's kindling. But it heats, people are always like, oh, it's so cold where you live, are you sure you're warm enough? That little thing can make my house 85 degrees, no problem when it's way below zero outside, and I'll still open the windows because it's such a small space and it's so well insulated. So it does a really amazing job of heating. You can get to split a lot of firewood, and we get snow, usually for about 8 months of the year, which is why it's never hot and humid like it is outside those doors right now. So we start with, lower amounts of snow, and then it starts to build up, and then it goes over my head sometimes, and then it's actually above the eaves where you can't even see the whole house. And then, I don't know how well it shows on that projector, but we do get snow year-round as well. That's everything blooming in the summer on a cold enough day to light the wood stove, and it's snowing. And there's beautiful stars at night, which is one of the great advantages of living out in the kind of the middle of nowhere, along with all the disadvantages that come with that as well. I really do love the spot where I am. So that is kind of a little about me, and I think we're just gonna try to answer some questions. I guess since we live in such very different spots, hopefully if anybody has a question, one of the two of us has encountered that issue.
Yeah, I don't think it will be my own. I don't think it could be as opposite. Yeah. All right, who's got the mic in the running around? Doug.
Doug has a mic.
Other power user.
Ready?
Yes.
Who got a question? Of course, it's highway. All the way to the back. Ready? For each of you, what would you say is the best part about living off grid and the worst part about living off grid?
I know the best part for me for sure is the freedom. That might also come in as being the worst part too. I have freedom to be pretty flexible with a lot of things. My bills are pretty low, so I can work less than a lot of people my age at an outside job. There's also a lot of work involved in carrying your own water and splitting your own wood and so on, obviously. But there are those challenges, I think, with the freedom as well. That there's no just like simple, you just turn on switches and thermostats and everything works whether you're there or not. I have the freedom to be pretty much unable to leave my house for more than a few days at a time if it's winter.
Yeah, I'd say for myself, like the best part about doing what we've done out there is being able to design and build everything that has been on our property. And then consequently, the worst part is that I'm responsible for everything. And I do like being responsible to a certain extent, right? And it's really nice that when you have a certain level of confidence that you can, if something happens, you can fix that. But at the same time, you're like, all right, I've got to fix it. I've got to figure it out as well. So if something goes wrong, I'm responsible for it. And that is something that I really I do appreciate, but it can also be a downside as well. So it's kind of like a pros and cons situation. And specifically where we're at with our lot, like I love how quiet it is. I love how we don't have any road noise. We can barely ever hear our neighbors. We just have that like freedom, which I'm sure that you have as well, where it's just like, we're just out there kind of doing our own thing. Nobody's out there bothering us. And if there is a car that drives down the road, like, who's that? We live on a dead-end road, like, why are they out here?
Okay, well, it's just an answer. Alright, I'm coming over to you next.
I'm trying to save you some energy. So in dealing with such a small space and short runs, how do you manage
I'd say that's probably more of an issue for you, because we live about 10 minutes from a grocery store. Like, it's not that, like, yeah, if we need rice, we just go down and grab a bag of rice, kind of thing. I guess it's just been kind of be a little bit creative with our storage, like, with like where we put it in the house. But it's not something I really think about. So probably it's much different for you.
Well, I'm actually, you can't see anybody from my house, but I am not 500 miles from a grocery store, actually. In the winter, I could probably get to the grocery store in a half hour. In the summer, actually, because of tourist traffic in the closest town, it's going to be an hour and a half. But I do like to store food. I grew up in a household where we produced most of our own food, and so I was used to having a full year of whatever, in the house. And it makes me feel a little bit insecure to not have that much. But there are certainly people who said, oh, the problem with the tiny house is you have to go to the grocery store every single day. I don't have a clear photo in there of my pantry storage, but if you watch me in my tiny house, I could probably, it would gradually get more boring, but I could probably eat food for 3 or 4 months before I ran out.
And the one thing about tiny house living, obviously you guys know we live in a 600 square foot log cabin. It's slightly bigger than what they have. And even homesteads, if you guys saw the 1800s homestead video that we did, where we showed you guys the layout of the 1800s homestead at Daniel Booth's place, is that the home was typically the smallest, and just a place for sleeping, and then they had several outbuildings. So like we're building a root cellar right now, we're probably a little bit more along than they are, but eventually that's something that they'll address, and then that could be something that they do too. So the root cellar is a huge way that you're going to be able to store food and still maintain a small space and have other, like his garage that he's building is like big as this room. You know what I mean? It's like, but they live in like a shoebox.
People are like, why would he build such a big garage in such a small house? And it's
Right.
like, there's a number of reasons. Like the garage plays a much more different role. And since you're not always, like in a garage, it's not like I'm completely finishing the inside, which would add a tremendous amount to the cost. Like finishing off a tiny house, like where you're living very nice in a very small space, can be very inexpensive. So like by building a big garage where you're going to be parking, vehicles and tractors and like things that don't really need to be in a nice place, you can save a lot of money by that.
That's the whole point. So when you're thinking about your homesteads, or if you haven't got there yet, or if you're just landing in a spot, it's probably the now that we live this lifestyle, probably them too. That is almost the least amount of time we spend. Place that we spend time in is in our house. We sleep in there. In the wintertime, we cook and eat in there, so we're in there a little bit more. But in the summertime, we're outside all the time. Here's your next question.
So my question is about the design of your house. What resources did you use to kind of plan your design for your house? How you allotted space? Whether it was some type of, specific design type, or some type of, ideology behind it. Some people do the pie-shaped rigor or something like that. And the second was your rainwater catchment. How did you plan where you're going to put your storage? What was necessary for structural, just putting it there and not having it sink into the ground and all of that. So any resources that you used for that? So we kind of do the same thing.
Sure. So for the design of my tiny house, it's really, when you're designing and living in a tiny house, it can be really tricky because you're so limited with space. So you got to figure out what is most important in your life and base the house design around that. So instead of thinking, well, I can just add an extra few feet to accommodate for another bedroom or something like that, we're only limited in this small little box, so we have to make the most of it. So I knew my wife wanted a place to be able to record video, so that's why the kitchen is really, it's like the focus of the house, and all the other dimensions and all the other spaces. It went off of designing that kitchen space first. And I designed the entire thing myself in SketchUp. And so I learned how to do framing just by looking at Google images and see how people did like headers and stuff like that. That's really how I designed it. So, and the other thing that I designed into it is, since it was my first construction project, major construction project, is that I designed it to be built as simply as possible. So like a single sloping shed roof is really easy for somebody like myself to build. Once you start getting into different types of roof structures, like with dormers and windows and stuff in it, if you've never done carpentry before, it can be very tricky and very difficult. So that's why I think it's really important to start with something simple that you could actually reasonably build yourself. Maybe it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but it's not going to be so far that you need to start hiring people and you just get so overwhelmed with the complexity of it that you just don't know what you're doing.
I did help with the design of mine, though I just built it myself, and I always feel, I guess, a little bit self-conscious about that because there's other awesome people out there like actually built every stick themselves. But I kind of stood the company I went with had several basic plans, and so I basically was able to pick the one of their plans that I liked the most, and then said, okay, so then if we stretch the kitchen out this much longer, and then put extra cupboards in here, and then add this, and then get rid of that, and then make the bathroom tiny. You know, I kind of did that.
Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.